Welcome back to Guitar Center Sessions. I'm Nick Harcourt, here with Michael McDonald. Michael, you've been an international sex symbol for more than 40 years. Tell me about that. Selena Gomez, really? What about Taylor Swift? Yeah. Now, somewhere back in the late 70s, I, Nick Harcourt, was a program director across the Southwestern Pacific Northwest. Tell me about the internet. Apple Macintosh to the Steve Jobs, yeah. Control Alt Delete, yeah. Ironic, the Doobie Brothers never smoked marijuana. Only sometimes, woo! So then which one of your 4 nipples is most sensitive? So, Michael, I hear you're back in the studio now working on television projects. What are you most excited about? I
don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes who are out here for a full week, and that was a great impression, I would say. If you haven't seen Guitar Center Sessions on Audience, you need to. Seaton, how did you feel about your Nick Harcourt? I thought it was great.
I don't know, it was funny. It was fun to do. I don't know how great of an impression it was, but I did get to go rock and roll LA-style rings and cuffs, and perhaps my shirt was open a little too far. That was fun.
After he did it yesterday, I didn't see the bit being shot, but Seaton comes up and he goes, "Oh, I did something today." And he goes, I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know if I even came close to the imitation. He goes, "But you're not going to forget it when it's done." I'm like, and that's exactly, it could be crushed out.
The way I thought it was either it was a win-win situation. Either we were gonna tape it, it was gonna be funny, and it worked, or I was just gonna be so terrible that then we could just make fun of me a lot, and then that's also a win. So can't go wrong with that.
No, it was great. And today you had another imitatable guy, Keith Morrison, on, and he said he was pretty surprised when he heard Bill Hader do him on SNL. Now, the boss, pretty famous guy. Is there a comedian out there that you've heard do Dan Patrick?
Not really. Who is the guy?
Caliendo does a little bit.
Does a little Dan Patrick, but he doesn't have it. Yeah. Dan's not imitatable because he doesn't have kind of a nuance or an odd tone or odd cadence. Dan's more of a classic radio. So what are you going to do? Say, "Hey, I'm Dan Patrick."
It's more like parts of his personality that are gettable.
There's not a repetitive line that he keeps saying.
What happened with the phone line?
We'd probably do better
like you
Dan
get things like that.
Well, remember on Saturday Night Live, you remember who did Dan Patrick?
Channing
Tatum.
Yeah. And he didn't really do any Dan. He just looked like a big tough guy.
Yeah, he just said, "I'm Dan Patrick."
And by the way, Dan should have been pretty flattered by that. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not
Channing Tatum.
Sure.
That's pretty solid. Now, McLovin, if someone was to do you on SNL, who would you want to play McLovin?
Well, you know that there's a new guy, Pete Davidson, is that his name?
Tall, skinny.
Yeah, tall, skinny. He's kind of got a nose. He could do me. But, I mean, obviously, all time, I think that
Gilda Radner?
Will Ferrell could definitely have done me.
Okay.
I think we have a lot in common. I don't think he thinks that. And, yeah, Gilda Radner, maybe Rachel Dratch, a little Debbie Downer.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit.
All that stuff. Well, Keith Morrison, very funny guy, and the boss had actually you guys imitate him in front of him, and then he rated you. Here's how that all went.
He said he was just passing through. The DNA tells a different story. Oh.
That never happened. Never happened.
Yeah, you can't go back to haters'
Can
line.
I have another option? That was terrible.
I'll come back to you.
All right.
Seaton.
She was known as Jane Doe number 5. But this anonymous woman's story was well known to the South Amboy Police Department. Jane Doe number 5.
I think you did Mankiewicz there.
Josh Mankiewicz making it appears here. All right, Paulie.
Up next on Dateline, the case of the honeymoon from hell.
Perfect Bill Hader, I gotta say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Solid job there, sir. How'd you feel being put first on the spot there?
Oh, it's terrible. Actually, I'm glad because those guys killed it, and I have nothing. I can't do impersonations, as you know, from doing the box.
And you were sitting like right next to him too.
Yeah,
So added pressure. You're the closest to him.
Was it easier because I broke the ice with a bad one? Did that make,
yes.
Yeah.
No, without question, we knew that. Okay, we can't do worse than that. So
Well, you didn't do worse than that, Fritzy. We didn't play yours for a reason. We saved the best for last.
Remember that small piece of luggage being dragged through the hotel lobby we showed you earlier? It looked a lot heavier this time around on the security camera. Certainly a body couldn't fit in there, unless something was done to make it fit. And where was he going with that? And why all the bleach in the back seat? Then taking your 5-year-old son already suffering from pneumonia to a campsite in the middle of the night in the snow? That seemed odd. But not to the Assistant District Attorney's Office in Miami-Dade County. To them, it made perfect sense. Next, how an old Joe DiMaggio baseball card helped crack the case and provide a home run for the prosecution.
Okay, well done. Well done.
Fritzy, did you transcribe that from an actual episode?
I took parts of actual existing episodes. One about a guy taking his kid who was like who was suffering from like lobar pneumonia or something, and like 3 o'clock in the morning, he took the kid to a campsite in the snow. Another one was a guy dragging some bag, and they had a security camera in a hotel lobby, and he's pulling this bag. When he initially checked in, it was a very light bag, and then when he was taking it out, all of a sudden it's a lot heavier, and it turned out that there was
Arm
a
hanging out
chopped up body in there, or whatever. But that was it. He's my hero, and being able to do that impersonation, you know, right in front of him like that, and seeing now for the first time his facial expressions. Paulie sounded the most like him. Once Dan, said we were all gonna like do it, I quickly tried to write up a little script. I put some words together, but Dan was right. I should have had Paulie read what I wrote, and then that would have made it.
And even before we had Bill Hader in studio, Fritzy's been doing that impression for years.
Yes.
He's been doing that behind the scenes. We just never really put it on the show all that much. But he always will come in on a Monday and be like, "And what's with the little girl on the bike?"
That's yet again another of the many cool experiences that we've had working together for years on the show, where people that we look up to or admire, whether it's a sports figure, a comedian, actor, whatever it is, and then they're actually either on the line or in person with us, and we get a chance to interact with them. It's pretty awesome. And Keith Morrison had no idea why he was invited on the show and knows nothing about sports. And to us, that was like one of the greatest guests probably we've ever had in the history of the show. Keith Morrison sitting there, the host of Dateline NBC.
Yeah, and he's sitting back there where he had no idea why he was there.
Very
Very
confused.
startled by the whole experience. Paulie, you nailed yours out of the park.
Thank you.
And it was, you had the right voice, but I know Steel Panther doesn't start probably till about 9 o'clock. You had to have broken curfew.
10:45 Pacific is when they started. So yeah, I didn't even start watching the band last night till 10:45, which is 1:45 Milford time. So yeah, I was out really late last night, and I didn't drink. I had one drink with Seton when we had dinner in McLovin. I had one drink at dinner, and then I went water. I didn't have one thing. I kind of played along that I had whiskey, but I had late night voice, and I had yelling at a club bar voice because I was talking to people, and you got struggle, so my voice was sore this morning. And I think I got lucky because I'm not known for my imitations. I know I can't do imitations. I'm very aware of that. But I wrote down on my sheet, I'm like, the case of the honeymoon from hell. And that sounded like one of those ones where someone falls off the side of a boat. You know?
Yeah, one of those cruise line disasters.
Do a lot of those.
And as McLovin's going, I just kind of whispered to myself, I said, the case of the honeymoon. And I think someone said I sounded like Morgan Freeman done by Frank Caliendo, which is okay. And when I got it, I was surprised I actually got a reaction out of that. But it's right. If I would have tried to do as long as Fritzy, I don't think I could have sustained it. I think I got kind of lucky. It's like taking a swing and all of a sudden the ball goes out.
But Paulie was able to do something with like the side of his mouth to get that sound out that we couldn't capture.
I could like
he was biting on something.
Morrison kind of sits in his chair like this, and he looks at you, and he's disapproving.
Like he doesn't buy it.
And his whole body kind of slides, including his mouth.
Hey, look
and then the hair is big, and then he kind of goes, what? Like that. But I'm only doing what I learned from Bill Hader, his over-the-top imitation. I got lucky.
Well, another SNL guy got in here today, Horatio Sands, and he had a little rock and roll in him. I think he does a pretty nice Ozzy Osbourne.
Give me a little Ozzy.
Well, I could, when he used to be on a lot of drugs, he'd be like, and now he's off so many drugs, it's like, and it's like, I go, and it's like, yeah, I'll go there. But as a child, I used to sing like him.
But I loved that his wife understood what he was saying, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, Amy Poehler knew. Yeah, she knew the code or whatever. She broke the code.
Yeah.
And I always used to sing Ozzy.
Got a crazy feeling I don't understand. Gotta get away from you.
Seton, how was his Aussie? Was it dead on?
Oh, yeah, he did great. Yeah, it's funny listening to people do, like they do their own take on a person when they're doing an impression, and his is totally different than a lot of other people.
He had like a whammy bar.
Yeah, he went totally reverb on a meow.
All right, well, you ran amok last night. We're going to let McLovin run amok next segment, so you do not want to miss that. And of course, you're here, so you don't want to miss my Ram Live read. Here it goes. The Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Every truck can climb a hill, tow a boat, haul a trailer, but not everybody has the most fuel-efficient Ram half-ton truck on the road. There's the Aussie balls going right there. Get more facts there. RamTrucks.com. Good score around. Sean! We're back here on the box score. McLovin, last time you were out here, you got your hands on a Quantel playback machine. Yeah. I don't think you broke anything, but there's a lot of different things you can break around here. Are there any other aspects of television you'd like to explore?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the bar is so low, I'd like to take over for the graphics guy for one segment.
Oh, the graphics guy? They're not doing anything. Why don't you go join them right now?
Can't be worse than the real thing.
So does that mean you're going to do nothing for the segment, Andrew?
Wow. What is that? I'll be driving the shit.
That's not nice.
Wow. McLovin has a wide stride. I was walking down the hallway with him. We've got like 7 foot halls.
His knees sort of go like northwest, northeast.
And the elbows kind of come out like
it's
this.
like an unintentional
He kind of, you know, like the guy who leads the band, kind of that the band leader. And he does like the step thing.
The drum major?
Yeah, drum major, yeah. McLovin's got like a drum major light thing going on.
Without the drums.
You think McLovin's getting along with the graphics guys back there, Paulie?
Yeah,
not likely.
He likes telling people how much better he is at things than they are, so that was not going to go over well.
How about you, Seton? You think he's going to take a cheap shot at some of us? Or?
I imagine that's exactly.
Paulie thinks that shirt is cool. Okay, very good.
Oh, okay. Let's see
he
here.
woke up in Rancho Cucamonga.
Cucamonga.
All right.
Wow. Okay. He is acerbic with his humor there.
At 3 a.m., not knowing where he was.
This can't be McLovin. Everything's spelled right.
Yeah.
Oh, Fritzy, you think you guys are buddies? Oh no, that's not nice.
Not necessarily in that order, but he's.
Chicken parm and boobs.
That's a solid afternoon right there.
I think Fritzy's. I thought you'd be kind to you since you guys are in the back row
female host
together.
wouldn't be terrible.
Well, as long as he's.
Maybe we each get a turn this week to do this, because, boy, I'll be up late scripting.
Well, as long as he says nice things about us, Brock still has the name of that. That's actually right. It's actually right here. Okay, McLovin, I think that's enough. Can we get him back out here? Is he still going to?
I'm actually kind of enjoying him being in the other room.
We can do that.
So why don't we just move on, and Andrew can comment along on whatever we're talking about.
We know no coffee is going to get spilled or anything. It's probably best.
Not so secretly wishes he had a cooler nickname. Here he comes, knocking down things with his knees.
Yeah.
Hey, I could hear you guys back there.
Oh, okay.
What, you guy goes in the graphic room and all of a sudden you have to be mean to him?
Yeah, I tell you,
I could have been a lot meaner in my graphics.
When we first started doing the show, we had cheap seats, which took shots at all of us. Yeah. That's a job I would really like, though. I mean, if you
You'd
told
be
me,
great at cheap seats.
Yeah, if you told me I was like a 22-year-old production assistant, and they said, we're going to stick you in a room, kid, and there's a TV show going on, and all you got to do is make snarky, real-time comments about these people, and you're immune from any retribution.
Embarrassing.
I would show up early and stay late.
That's a dream job.
Yeah, that would be a dream job.
That is dream job. You're right.
Well, wait, there was a cheap seats guy here. Did you ever meet him, or did you ever pull back the curtain on this guy?
I don't know, who's like the Wizard of Oz.
There was, I feel like there have been 2 cheap seatsers, if I'm not mistaken. And, to be fair to them, none of them have ever truly captured the mean-spiritedness of Paul Pabst. Yeah. Where Paul has no problem taking shots at anyone, regardless of who they are, and just being like, yeah, what? Yeah, it's fun, right? Yeah, so, and most normal people, whereas I fall more into the Paul side of things, most normal people are like, I can't say that. I'm not going to say that about the guy. I'm not going to do that. No way. He's like, hell yeah, what's wrong with do it? Or get somebody else. Get rid of them.
Have you blocked anyone on Twitter today? I mean, people say mean things to you all the time.
It all started when Cheap Seats was so mad that I blocked him on Twitter, and I'm sorry that I blocked you on Twitter.
You did?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I like to block you and unblock you because you get so excited when I unblock you. And it's just sort of like, it's like, make up Twitter unblocking. What? That's terrible.
Speaking of fans, with Twitter, I ran into some fans last night at the Steel Panther concert, and they were really nice, and they all asked about the Danettes.
Yeah.
And our personas precede us a lot. And Seton, where's Seton? He had another concert to go to. He's at some place in the valley seeing some death metal band or whatever. I'm like, no. I go, he's just pacing himself this week, not being stupid. And Fritzy and this girl goes, is that really how he talks? Does he talk like that away from the set, or is that like a pervy character that you guys created for him? I'm like, no, darling. This is Fritzy light. Like Fritzy pumps the brakes at times here. And McLovin.
It's actually way worse.
Yeah, and they're like, McLovin, did he really? They asked if he really went to an Ivy League school or that was a setup. But they're not insulting him. They're like, because that's a great idea to have a guy who's an Ivy Leaguer but that knows sports. I'm like, no, he really went to Ivy League and writes sports for a living.
You've blocked the box score before. Is it still blocked?
I don't think so, because I've seen some annoying tweets from the box score. Then actually, right after the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh!
You are blocked from following Andrew Perloff and viewing Andrew Perloff's tweets.
I know that screenshot well. I'm no longer blocked. I was for about 4 years.
One time, it was about 2 months ago, me and Seton had a really fun lunch, and we're like, you know what, we should unblock each other on Twitter.
And then it was a standoff. You're like, okay, you do it first.
Yeah.
No, you do it.
And then
no, you.
And then we go, hey, how do you unblock somebody? We both say it at the same exact time. Hey, Brock, would it be nice if I unblocked you?
Yeah, sure. Could you do that?
All right.
You can do that right now? That's
All right.
great.
So this is real
Show
time?
Fritzy how to do it.
Real time.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
sure
gonna
how that whole Twitter
unblock
thing
you.
works.
All right, he'll type this in, and maybe we go to break, and we will find out what these guys would be doing if they weren't doing this today. It's Know Your Row next. Welcome back to Box Score. Guys have been on Dan Patrick, it seems, for 6 years now, yesterday. Now, while I'm sure they're all happy they made the transfer from the mothership to the man cave, what would they be doing if they weren't doing this today? Let's find out as we play!
No! Your row!
Let's start with the front row. Seton, what would Paulie be doing if he weren't a Danette today?
You mean like if I didn't go into this industry or Dan didn't hire me? What's the parameters here?
Because those are very
Didn't
different
go into
answers.
this industry.
Oh, fudge.
Oh.
And
because
both of
my
those.
original
How about that, both of those?
My original is you'd be hosting some type of travel show, food or vacation spots or like touring log cabins or something like that.
Touring log cabins.
But if you didn't get into this industry, like say you didn't get into the media at all, maybe
No,
you'd be
no,
like.
let me. I think I'm misguiding you. It could be TV.
Okay.
Okay, I think you'd be hosting like some type of travel show.
I'm glad he's here because remember last time I tried to throw the take and scream it all out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well let's see what Paulie said.
Producing or hosting some type of travel television show.
Yeah.
Ball game.
Congratulations there, guys. All right, to the back row, Fritzy.
Yeah.
What career path would McLovin have taken if he wasn't a Danette?
Initially, I was thinking with his academic background and his academic prowess and Dartmouth and everything that maybe it'd be some type of professorial type teaching position. But I know he did the paralegal thing, and he finds those, the legal side of the sports stories very fascinating. So I'm going to go some type of attorney, a lawyer, if he wasn't a sports journalist.
Would he be a para-lawyer?
Dream job is one I held before sports. Paralegal.
Very nice.
That's when they make fun of me that I know nothing about.
I am shocked, Todd Fritz.
Yeah,
I am
man.
shocked.
That may be Fritzy's first.
I can't believe it,
direct
by the way.
hit.
I think we deserve the win right now. We can go on. It's a formality.
I may concede.
Yeah, I mean, you backed up with backstory and all that. You went right to it. I mean, this is
I
amazing.
gave a nice, thorough description of how I came to.
What do you think his youngest daughter thinks of that? What's her name?
It'll be Emma and Lucy are the names.
What did I get? What's my first car?
That was a Honda
They didn't say
Accord.
what are both of their names. They said the youngest
Honda Accord.
name.
Lucy and Honda Accord. It's a little trick question.
Then, of course, the street he grew up on.
That would be
Main Street.
Christopher Street. No, he grew up in Pennsylvania, so some street. in
Pennsylvania Street. Okay.
Close enough.
Paulie, what would Seton be doing if he weren't a Danette today?
I'm going to go with, the first thing I thought of. I think he'd be in the FM radio business or the music business. I don't know if that's going to count for both. Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm going to say in the morning FM radio business, producing or on-airable?
Okay, was it all of what Paulie said?
Something music related, something in the music industry. I don't know if it's like I would love to play the guitar, but I'm not good enough to do that. Or like work for a record label, something music industry related.
Yeah, we're
gonna count it. All right.
Oh, that's what you gotta do. You gotta cast
Pressure's
a wide
on you,
net.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Ooh, for the tie.
Can we all guess for Fritzy?
I think we all have the same guess.
Really?
Oh, he'd be at Finn the
go to
Valley.
some
I think
kind
they
of
shoot
creepy
those
game?
Burt
movies.
Reynolds in Boogie Nights.
Yeah, he'd be-
You know, pretty much. You know, you're pretty close to that guy anyway.
I would say overnight stocking manager for Vivid Videos in Chatsworth, California. Is that specific? Is that too specific?
I mean, the only difference
Can I
is
participate in the instead of just stocking
Chatsworth
the shelves
Quality
of video?
control
Yes.
officer.
Can I say that I think Fritzy would hold multiple roles in the adult entertainment industry?
Okay. All right. Here we
Maybe you
go.
didn't do that.
Jordan earmuffs. Would Daddy be in the porn industry?
I think my dream job would be, it's assuming I wasn't married with children, would be to be some type of very famous porn star where I can just sleep with some of the hottest women around the country and around the world, and you know, preferably wear a mask so people wouldn't know who I am, so I can at least have a little privacy. But if I couldn't wear the mask and be the masked porn star, something adult entertainment would be pretty exciting.
To clear this up for all those watching, we knew that answer because we know Fritzy, and if anyone thinks that that's a bit or he's kidding, you're nuts.
That was like a high school gym teacher.
That was like a give me in golf, like a putt that was right next to the hole. You shouldn't have even maybe go through
But you know
with
what,
that.
though? In my head, I thought there's no way he's going to say that. There's no way. We all know that that's what he wants to say. There's no way Todd's going to put
More
that out
disturbing
there.
is Fritzy's second answer, a high school gym teacher, which is actually more disturbing than the porn industry. Much more disturbing.
No, because when
porn
you
industry, everyone's signing waivers.
Yeah.
No, because that's always one of the storylines in the porn thing. Like the teacher, all of a sudden, the student performs certain
Stop it
acts,
now.
and then the D becomes a C, becomes a B, becomes an A over the course of that act.
Stop it, dude.
All right.
You made it worse.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, here it is. Believe it or not, everyone wins. Everyone wins.
And everyone loses. The first time we all got like a
yeah, I guess
question
if you were a masked porn star, a lucha libre guy, maybe your name would be El Ram Heavy Duty. Yeah.
That's certainly
Ram's trying to distance himself.
Yeah, Ram's trying to, yeah. With its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, you'll get an A. Yeah, you'll definitely get an A. Oh my goodness. All right, back at the last segment of the Boxer Art Guts Glory. Ram. All right, we're closing up shop here on the Box Score. Paulie went to Steel Panther last night, and I think we're only getting just sort of the tip of the iceberg. I think there was a bigger celebrity that maybe you left out, and we're going to find out who it was as we bring you this.
No, are you kidding me?
A Box Score exclusive. All right, to our very own rock and roll reporter, Paul, who'd you see?
Brock, I got to see a lot of celebrities last night, but I didn't meet any of them. But I almost kind of experienced one celebrity. I met these about 8 fans who were 8 people who were fans of the show. We started talking to them, and this couple says they're from San Francisco, but they live down here for a long time now. And we're standing, and it's very dark, and there's lots of people going by this walkway. And all of a sudden, this guy comes up. He's probably about 50 years old or older, and he's shorter. He's kind of got long, mullety hair, like an old rock guy or something. And I saw him, but there's lights behind him, and he walks by, and this guy goes, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he goes, "Hey, dude." And he goes, "Hey." He goes, "It's good to see you." He waves real quick to this couple that I'm talking to. I go, "How's it going?" And I just gave him a head nod. He goes, "Hey." I walk by, and I go like this, and I look over. I go, "Oh, that's Ron Jeremy."
What?
The hedgehog.
It was the hedgehog
the
himself.
hedgehog.
And I didn't get to meet him. It would have been nice, you know, legend, and one of your favorites.
I was going to say,
Fritzy.
did you get a business card for me? Is
No.
there anyone I can follow up with?
But he was there, and you know, he got a lot of reaction. I saw him walk past. A lot of people people were coming up and asking for pictures, and he's a pretty famous guy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's real damn famous.
He's a legend.
Probably even played a school teacher at
In
one
my
point.
in my producer head, I started thinking, if I had met him, do I invite him on the show? That's a real touchy one.
That's tough.
No, doesn't Dan have a story about being at the Playboy Mansion?
With Salami from The White Shadow,
Salami.
Drew Carey, and Ron Jeremy at the Playboy Mansion. No one's topping that combo.
No, that's a lot of fame there. That's a lot of fame there. Maybe someone that you could book tomorrow.
You know what? That's just something I think it's worth following up
Pretty
on.
cool.
I don't even know that we have room tomorrow. Fritzy's booked so many people.
Oh,
my goodness.
He's teeing you up for 4 Guest Wednesday.
Who's on tomorrow?
Carissa Thompson of Spling, doing the Split fame from a few months ago,
Yeah.
Fox and Extra.
Right there.
Will be here in the first hour of tomorrow's show in studio. Landon Donovan of Best Buddies with Paulie Paps will be here in
bring us
studio.
another lunchbox,
Our
Landon.
friend Rich Eisen of the host of the Rich Eisen Show, very famous show on the Audience
Husband
Network.
of Susie Schuster.
Host of the NFL Network. And we'll also catch up with Natalie Morales, NBC news anchor, co-host. She'll be joining us from Rio. She will call in to give us a Summer Olympics preview and give us a taste of that
Rio in
horrible
Brazil.
water.
Yeah, probably next to
Rio
filtered
de
water, of course.
I would hope that she's drinking
Janeiro.
filtered water.
Fingers crossed for her. All right, we are back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Podcast available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Be safe out there.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!